Hi, my name is David. I am a student at UCL University. We are conducting a research for the Integrate project course on the gastronomic sector in Iquitos. I would like to ask if there is any problem with recording the interview. I would appreciate your complete honesty in your response. Thank you very much.
Hi, it is nice to meet you. I don't have any problems if you want to record this interview. Uh, my name is Alejandra. Uh, I am 30 years old and I work in a call center.
Okay. Um, what motivates you to take a trip or go away?
Mm, Sometimes it depends on what I want to do. It also depends. Sometimes I travel with my family, sometimes I travel with some friends. And I think that what I like to do is basically to disconnect from work. Other
Okay.
question?
Okay. What excites you when you think of a place like Lima Miraflores?
Uh, so what I excites me about somewhere in South America, it is to learn about the culture and try new food.
Okay. Uh, what would you like to experience that you don't usually find in conversational hotels?
Um, I think that I would like to feel that I'm not like in an. I like to feel that I am like at home. Um, um, I would say that um, when when the is very nice with you, and I think that enhances my experiences. Sometimes um, there's there's no staff or the people is a bit cold. Sometimes when there is languages barrier, um, it is hard to understand. Sometimes I like when people try their most. Have another question?
Okay, thank you. What kind of content do you usually see on social media when planning a trip?
So I what I usually do is search for interesting places on social media, and then the more I search about, then I get some ads from apps like Booking, where they say, hey, would you like to book a reservation in this hotel? And sometimes they suggest you to do some activities there. So that's what I mostly see, and sometimes I see some ads about like restaurants, but it's very hard to see. I normally see ads from hotels.
Okay. What kind of hotels or accommodations catch your when you see them online?
I like to see the photos of the rooms. I like when I see a nice and clean bed, and I also like when the bathroom seems to be also clean, and well, it is a bonus for me if the hotel has a restaurant with good food, but it's like a for me. Um, but mostly I like to see like a clean room, a nice bed, and a clean bathroom.
Okay. What appeals to you about other people's travel photos or videos?
I like to read the recommendations. Sometimes they say, yes, I had a good experience, or sometimes they say, no, don't come here because this or that. Um, I like to also see videos of them. Sometimes you can have a better idea uh, when somebody shares a video, so you can have uh, a better idea, and it helps you to decide, I think, if you want to go there or no, especially when you are going to a place that has a lot of touristic places and you want to decide where to go.
Okay. Um, what kind of activities do you like to see in the desin destinations you're considering?
Mm, I like to learn about history, um, culture. If I'm traveling abroad, that's what I try to seek. Um, I like to uh, visit the area, and it is nice if you can have like local experiences.
Okay. Um, how would you describe your travel preference?
Um, I don't really know if I have a preference, um, but I I like to I like a lot going to museums. That, as I said, I like to learn about history um, and culture. Sometimes I go to specifically history museums. Sometimes I go to um, like an art museum. Sometimes I can get the chance to go to a like a natural reservation, which is you can see some animals you don't see normally when you go outside. And I think that I to uh, do activities outside, like outside doors.
Okay. What kind of activities do you enjoy doing when you're traveling?
Um, I like to eat. I like to eat a lot. I like to try new food, and I think it is good to always uh, try um, the local food. I think that if you buy a burger, you can find a burger pretty much everywhere else. But if you eat something special, that is really hard to find in other places. And also, I will say that um, I don't like to like having a schedule for everything. Sometimes I like to be more spontaneous and just say, okay, I want to visit these places, and I don't want to like have a like a I want to go and find it by myself. If I get lost, it is fine, but it's I think it's part of the experience.
Okay. How often do you usually travel, and what place do you prefer to go?
So I travel um, outside the US, I would say like 2 times a year. But if I'm traveling like domestically, I would say more than that. I would say probably like 4 to 5 times a year. So it depends where I'm going. If I'm going outside, I'll say 2 times a year.
Okay. How
And the places, I'm sorry. The next question.
okay. Uh, how important is it to you that accommodations of the unique experience or cultural activities?
I think it is very important to me because I think that it's always good to learn about how citizens from other places live. Sometimes you find that what you maybe not so common and the same like for them maybe they have some traditions that we don't have, and it's I think it's very interesting to share that and learn about other, and I think that that's the thing that makes it unique. And also as I said, I like to sometimes eat local food, and to me that is a unique experience.
Okay. What do your friends or family say about place like Lima or similar destinations?
That is a very interesting question. Um, my family think sometimes it can be risky because I'm like very far away from them, and my mom normally likes to check how I am, and if I don't have connection, if I don't have any signals, she worries about me. But my friends, they like to travel abroad pretty often, and I got some friends that they went to Chile, Argentina, also Peru, um, and they like to have new experiences.
Okay. Do you follow travel influencers or content creations? What kind of recommendations do you usually hear from them?
I don't have a particular name on my mind right now, but I follow some pages from travel agencies. Sometimes you an idea what you should visit. Um, but I like to seek for information about if the experience was good or no, if they could do all the things they expected, um, if if they recommend people to visit there. It's it's very hard for me to see recommendations where they don't come over here. You won't like it. Normally, people highlight why they like the most. So that's the kind of information I look for.
Okay, thank you. Uh, do you receive feedback or suggestions from your colleagues or friends when planning a trip?
Yes, a lot, um, because uh, it is very difficult to plan something that everybody will like. So there's always suggestions on maybe we should change this or change that. Um, but when I travel with my friends, we normally to combine what everybody wants to do in that order. Everybody is happy because when you do something that does not consider your friends or whoever is going to you their preferences, they don't have a good experience. They don't enjoy pretty much. So it is always good to have feedbacks and suggestions.
Okay. What has disappointed you in previous hotel or travel experience?
So well, what what I found the most is like, for example, um, you see the photo, and so you have an expectation of what you want to find, and then when you arrive, sometimes it is not how they show it to you. Um, so I think that's the main thing that disappoints me, but that's why I always try to look for reviews from previous guests. Sometimes, yes, the room may seem fine, but sometimes there's problems with the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi is very slow. Sometimes there's not enough hot water shower. Sometimes there is not good water pressure, and you can see that. So that's why it is important to see reviews from previous guests.
Okay. What were your about finding something in your accommodations upon arrival?
um so I would say probably sleeping in a very uncomfortable bed, because what you want to do is rest. Me, in my case, I don't usually enjoy all the, like, an hotel all the facilities. Sometimes they offers you like gym, pool, um, and other stuff. I don't really use that. What I want to do is have a nice bed to. So that's something that I prioritize the most. Um, and also when like when the bathroom is not clean, like properly clean, or that happened me once. That the sheets had a very strong scent that I didn't like, but that's like a detail. But mainly, I will say having a nice bed, because it's how you're gonna rest, how you're gonna start your day next morning, and have a clean bathroom.
Okay. What aspects make you feel the service isn't worth the price?
Uh, I will say that I like to feel some hospitality from the staff at the hotel. Um, but sometimes you can have that in a cheap hotel, or and you can have it in a very luxury hotel. Um, so I like to receive like a nice vibe. Also, like when you can when the place is very noisy, so you can hear like the voices from their guests. That is something that I don't really like when it's very noisy. Um, Sometimes you pay you pay extra, like for example, paying for a breakfast included, but sometimes the food is not the best. Sometimes the like for example with the fruit, sometimes the fruit doesn't seem to be fresh, or sometimes they ran out of whatever item, and to me it's not really healthy. Um, so I think that there must be a balance between what you pay and the quality for you receive. Obviously, you're not gonna pay like $50 per night for a premium hotel that does not exist. But if you go for like like a 4 star or like a 3 star hotel, I think that at least you expect something decent. You don't expect to see like old furniture or moldy carpets. You expect to see something clean and nice.
Okay. Is there anything that prevents you from doing certain activities when you travel?
Mm, uh, yes, I would say that it depends where you're going. Um, Pretty much everywhere in the US is pretty safe, but when you travel abroad, you always have to be extra careful. So really, you're not gonna go to somewhere that you're gonna expose your integrity. Um, I will say that it is always to put security first, and then check like the reviews from other people that visit there, if it recommend it or not. Um, um, and well, sometimes the price, sometimes there's activities you want to do, but sometimes it's a bit pricey, so I avoid that. So I would say a combination of safe, something that is not crazy expensive, and if it's recommended by others.
Okay. Uh, what would your ideal accommodation be like if you could design it yourself?
Mm, well, I like to be in a place that is cozy. I don't think I will go to somewhere like very minimalistic. That's not my type of style. Um, I will say that obviously I'm gonna provide from um, technology. Um, I would like to. I think the staff is very important, so I will try to seek for a good staff because when you have a problem, the the staff is gonna be there to help you. I like when they in hotels you can find staff that is available almost 24/7, and it's really nice because sometimes you have an emergency and they can help you with that. And sometimes when you go to a place that you don't speak the language at all, the staff helps you with what you're looking for because they live there, they know the place, and sometimes they provide you really good recommendations. Um, Also, I expect to see like a nice clean room, um, and I will expect also to have a nice view. That is a really good bonus. Like when you see, when you have like big views and you can see like the view from the park or nature if you're going somewhere tropical, or like the view of the city and stuff.
Okay, thank you. What combination of relaxations and adventure seems ideal to you?
Um, well, I think that it is really important to check in advance what you want and find an hotel that is close to where you want to go because it is really stressful when you, for example, have to spend an hour to go into certain place and then it takes you like another 40 minutes to go somewhere else. Um, I think it is good to have an hotel that is close where you're going, and I think that it helps you uh, with your relaxation. And in the case with adventure, um, sometimes some hotels have some informations. They provide you informations at the lobby. Like sometimes they give you maps, or sometimes they have some like information about things you can do, and they provide you a lot of options. So it is good to have as many information as possible.
Okay, what will make you recommend that author to your friend or share it on social media?
Um, I would say that cleanliness is pretty important. Also, hospitality. Um, so if, well, as I said, if your reservation includes food like breakfast, if the food was or no or not, um, and well, sometimes the price too, because you pay for something that it is at the same level with your expectations. So I will say somewhere clean, comfortable, and with nice stuff.
Okay, thank you. Finish. Thank you very much, Ale. See you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.